Greetings friends and enemies and those still under review, it's RINN, my pronouns are they them, and welcome to the Art Struggle channel. Today I am going to attempt to once again redraw my old art from 2017. It's my tradition at this point to redraw the same piece every 2 years. 2021 never existed, you live in a simulation, wake up! This video is still half lazy, cause I wanna post it before the end of January if I can, so I won't have any of my new frame and stills I'm working on yet. But the art is new and I'm prioritizing this video over other videos with older art. Also I'm sick again, so excuse my voice. Again. I wanna start with saying that because the original art is quite bad, it's getting difficult for me to keep redrawing it as it is, because I just don't like it anymore. So I decided I'm gonna try and rework the idea every time. The idea being the metaphorical feeling of breaking into pieces. So for example, the difference is that the girl finally escaped the void. Woohoo! I've been trying to draw more background in recent years, and I'm not a big fan of making characters just float in the void for no reason anymore. I also felt that making her lay on the dusty floor would reflect better the feelings I wanted to show. The original drawing, although it was only a way for me to test some fun brushes in my new art software, I did put a lot of feelings into it. And every 2 years I've been trying to reframe those feelings into more relevant form. So in a way you can say that these drawings are also a reflection of me struggling with my mental health and the way I look at it. The first drawing was reflecting this kind of emo teenage desire to just be swallowed by depression. I drew a lot of similar pieces at that time. Being teenager is hard, especially being a disordered teenager. After 2 years, I was trying to fight with this feeling. I was kind of slowly growing up. But at this point, my mental health took a lot of stuff I really cared about, and I just couldn't stop it. I just had to leave behind a school I really liked because I just couldn't finish it. And it was really terrifying to think about. Then within the next couple of years, I had a period when I tried really hard and put all my hope on this one plan of moving out and finding a job and just becoming an adult and just trying to make my problems go away. But surprise, surprise, it didn't work. So I really tried to capture this feeling of being surprised and kinda in denial. Like, why is this happening again? It shouldn't happen anymore. I had a plan. And now we're moving to this year when I have to tell you, I'm getting kinda tired, but also kinda used to it. I'm not surprised anymore. I also got diagnosed with some stuff in the meantime, so I just lost hope that I can just grow out of these mental health issues, or that there is just one fixable source of them. I'm really happy to know that I'm an autistic ADHDer, don't get me wrong, because it does explain a lot of stuff and gives me tools to make my life a little easier. But at the same time, it does carry this consequence that now I know I can't just fix myself. It's part of me and it ain't leaving. It's just the way my brain is, and I can work around it, but it will never disappear. So this drawing is just kinda hopeless, laying broken in the dust. Disclaimer though, I want to make it clear that I'm not trying to show autism or ADHD itself as being broken, which I know is a really common opinion neurotypical people tend to have. I disagree with that, and that's why I want to empathize that this is just a depiction of feeling like you're breaking apart, which for me ties into depression/burnout, and that's connecting to my experience of being a late diagnosed autistic ADHDer. The late diagnosis and general lack of support, it's what's causing this feeling in the most part actually, so do not twist that. On the technical side though, you can see that the first two drawings are looking kind of flat when you look at the pieces that are falling off, which makes the character look like they are just a nicely rendered sticker that is falling apart. I did attempt to fix this on the third drawing by vaguely creating some kind of inside of the body, but I wasn't sure if I wanted her to be empty or solid, so I avoided making it too detailed detail. And this time I took it even further by trying to show some texture and how it's constructed, and I actually committed to making her solid. I got inspired by crystals because I started collecting rocks recently and they're just really pretty. I had this moment when I was drawing it when I finished some of the crystal pattern and then realized that it's too small and I need to do it all over again. That's why you zoom out when you draw, kids. I didn't change her design much. I've been mostly changing her eye colors throughout the years and tweaking some hair color, but this time I decided to give her some body hair because I recently learned how to implement them into my style in a way that I like how it looks, and honestly the only reason I didn't draw them before was because I didn't know how. I had a problem with deciding if I should go with the full body, and I'm still not sure if YouTube won't strike this video down. By the way, the uncensored version can be found in the description of this video, because fuck you YouTube, it's just body, it's not sexual. Have you heard about artistic nudity? But I also grew to hate how their bodies just end at the stomach level just for the sake of censorship and no other reason. So I'm not doing that anymore, and I hope that YouTube will have mercy on me. Maybe I shouldn't insult YouTube right before asking them for mercy. Recently I've been finding a lot of enjoyment in playing around with interesting light scenarios, so obviously I had to implement that here too. Right before making this drawing, I just finished voiceover to another video where a year ago I redrew an art from when I was around 11. It should be posted in a few weeks maybe. And it's interesting how different those two drawings felt for me. I said in the other video that it helped me see how much I have come and helped me feel better about my current art skills. But this one gave me more of an opportunity to reflect on how my art is changing on a smaller scale and what direction I've been taking with it over the years. The third art was just an experiment. I was also just learning how to even use a tablet in the first place. I had some experience with digital art before, but I wasn't used to drawing it by hand yet. My previous drawings were either scanned and just colored in digital or made using curves. So this one was one of the first hand-drawn digital pieces of mine. The art I made in 2019 was in a phase when I was trying to perfect a realistic rendering style on kinda anime proportion. I really hate the look of it now. Some of the pieces from back then looked good. I remember two I still find looking okay. But I really didn't know how to draw faces in this style, and it really shows. 2022 was a transitional phase when I first decided I want to start drawing more simple art with cel shading. It wasn't very good in my opinion, but I was just learning. I remember actually hating it at first and thinking that the one from 2019 looks so much better, which I no longer agree with, but I will admit that the 2022 version lacks a lot of spirit. Currently, I think I found a way to make my art simple and quicker to make, but still impressive. The proportions are really simplified, but the drawing is really line art focused, which is still surprising to me because I used to hate line art so much. But I made it more enjoyable and just better looking at the same time by skipping the more detailed stage of my sketches and just making the line art more sketchy looking. If you love sketching but hate line art, just make your sketches into line art. Lifehack! I also toned down my highlights so drawings don't look as shiny anymore. I really only put light on hair, eyes, and actual shiny surfaces. And the cel shading is done very sparely too, but I also include shading in the line art itself. So in the end, the shading is constructed from the line weight, the simple cel shading, and a ton of overlay effects that really help to create the moody lighting scenarios, and I can easily make the parts of the drawing that are most important to pop out more. I really love overlay effects. At first glance, all of those drawings look like they were drawn by 4 different people, but they just represent one person's art journey, and I think that's so cool to see. So this is 7 years of my digital art and also mental health, I guess. Don't forget to check out the uncensored version if you want to. The link is in the description. The site I posted it on is my art portfolio hosted by Wix, so don't worry about opening some sketchy websites. Still be careful with unknown links though. I mean, how do you know? I could be lying to you. And now you won't be sure if you should open it or not. No, you can trust me, don't be shy, open my link. Okay, I'm not helping myself. So for now, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you liked it, if you'd like. And see you in the next one. Bye! This is the blooper section. I need to think of some actual, like, introduction of this section. I don't know. The simple say... The simple cell... The simple say... The simple say... That's impossible to say. The simple cell... Simple cell shading. The simple cell... I will not... The simple cell shading... Simple cell... The simple cell... And every 2 years I've been trying... So in a way you can say that these drawings are feeling like you're broken. By the way, the uncensored version can be found. I cannot say uncensored. My previous drawings were either, but this one, I'm gonna murder someone. Where was I? I should have changed the volume of my headphones, because if I get struck down by nudity, that's one thing, but if I get struck down by the fact that I'm listening to Disney music on my headphones while recording, that's gonna be heartbreaking. Is my cat here? There's no respect for my hard work in this house. I remember actually hating it by speaking. Don't forget to check out the uncensored. Oh my god! Don't forget to check out the uncensored. Is my art portfolio. Link in. I just can't speak right now.